Hello, good day. Welcome to another week of TECHNO App subject. Again, I'm your teacher, Shalame W. Pareha. For this week, let's talk about master and slave, connecting to Arduino wirelessly. This topic is still under Techno Gadget subject. For our situation, as a hobbyist, you wanted to make your own remote computer like the one that you've seen in televisions and movies. You are wondering, how can you control modules remotely by just using textual commands? By continuous researching, you found out that you can communicate using your microcontroller. So let's talk about wireless technology. Wireless technology is rapidly expanding and playing an important part in people's lives throughout the world. Nowadays, people are relying on wireless technology. Technologies permits us to communicate with each other even from remote operated areas. There are many devices that we use every day that uses wireless communications like smartphones, laptops, satellite televisions, GPS, Wi-Fi, and others. Now, let's have an introduction to wireless communication. Wireless communication is a rapidly growing sector of communication industry. This type of communication involves transmission of information without the need to connect cables to one another. Communication across a wireless network is a lot like two-way radio communication. These communications can be used for a long or short distance transmission depending on the required application. So the most common wireless technology works through electromagnetic waves in an open space. So there are different types of wireless communication. Different types of wireless communication mainly includes IR, satellite communication, Zigbee, Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi Max, and Bluetooth. So let's talk about IR technology, or also known as infrared. So infrared light is an electromagnetic radiation with wavelengths that are just beyond those of visible parts of spectrum, but shorter than radio waves. So it transmits data signals through light emitting diodes, or we also known as LED, and has a wavelength from 700 um, nanometer to 1 millimeter. So that is again our infrared. So infrared is widely used in application um, such such as um, co- such as night vision device, television, remote controls, thermal imaging device. Those were the samples of infrared device or devices that uses infrared. So distance of infrared varies with the length of the object, but usually 20 to 50 feet for an electronic household device, and also in order for an infrared signal to be detected, there must be a direct line of sight between your transmitter and your receiver. If there is an obstacle information, it cannot travel through. So, again, if there is an obstacle information, it cannot travel through. So, the next type is satellite. The next type of wireless communication is, aside from the infrared, is the satellite communication. So satellite communication or ComSat is wireless technology that stations satellites in space for the purpose of acting as a middleman in providing telecommunication. So these satellites are designed to relay information from one source to one many receivers. So they are commonly used for mobile phone signal, broadcasting television, and radio program. Also for internet and transferring information. So aside from satellite communication, we also have Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a standard wireless local area network or WLAN or WLAN technology that uses radio waves to provide wireless high-speed internet and network connection. We also know Wi-Fi as wireless fidelity. So, wireless fidelity or also known as Wi-Fi. So, um, Wi-Fi does not stand for wireless fidelity. It's just simply just a trademark phrase that means IEEE 802.11b direct sequence. So the term Wi-Fi was a play on a word with hi-fi or high fidelity by Interbrand Corporation. So the yin-yang logo indicates that the certain location of a product for interoperability. So today, Wi-Fi is the most popular means of communication data wirelessly as every gadget, your smartphones, laptops, tablets comes with Wi-Fi as well as your smart television, home theater, printer, and fax. The next is mobile networks. So the evolution of wireless generation aim to develop faster, more secure, and more reliable mobile technology. So have you ever heard of 2G, 3G, 4G, or LTE? So the G in wireless network stands for generation of mobile network or the term generation. So, higher number before the word or letter G means higher mobile technology or advancement. So, the first, let's talk about the generation of mobile network. So, we have here 1G. So, the first generation of mobile networks offers analog voice without data. So, it uses analog transmission for speech services that is only within the country. So the second mobile network generation is the 2G. So second generation of mobile network offers voice and simple data. So it transported data using digital format. This improved the quality of calls, offers high voice quality, and improved security. The next is 2.5G, a generation in between 2G and 3G. So it is called the enhanced version of 2G network and a stepping stone to 3G. In this generation, mobile phones become more portable. Next, we have 3G, third generation of mobile network. It is the generation that sets standards for most of the wireless technology. So 3G enhanced mobile for data enabling mobile broadband services. So users now have the ability to access the internet over devices like mobiles and tablets. So browsing online, TV, video calling, transmission, and playing games. Last but not least is the 4G, is the fourth generation of mobile network. So the speed and standard of the wireless technology must be at least 100 MB per second and up to 1 gigabyte per second. So those were the network or mobile network generation. Additional to that, we also have availability for 5G, but not all devices are now using 5G. So still, most of us are using the 4G generation. So next, we have the Bluetooth technology. So the Bluetooth technology is a short-range wireless technology that uses radio frequency. So radio frequency allows transmission through walls and other objects, which is one of the main advantage over infrared. So a while ago we talked about the infrared. So the Bluetooth protocol operates at 2.4 gigahertz in the same frequency band as the Wi-Fi operates. So Bluetooth network or piconets. Yan. So Bluetooth networks is also known as piconets, use master and slave model to control when and where devices can send data. So a single master device can connect to many slaves. So let's see and take a look about that. So a single master device can connect to many slaves with different devices. So here is our examples as you can see of a real world connection between a master and slave. So master can send data to any of its slaves. So you can see here the master and then the slaves, and request or receive data as well. So slaves are only allowed to transmit and receive data from their master. So in Piconet or Bluetooth wireless connection, slave is not allowed to communicate with other slaves. So in our example, the masters are laptop, cell phone, and they're using the Bluetooth to send information, and also they can receive information from the slaves. So the sample of slaves here are scanners, printers, and speakers. But the slaves cannot communicate with each other using with that. Let's talk about Bluetooth module. So usually, students, hobbyists, and other users of Arduino uses HC05. So it is a cheap and common Bluetooth module that you can find in a market nowadays. So HC05 Bluetooth module has two work modes. So the order response work mode and the automatic connection work mode. So it also do three kinds of work roles: the master, the slave, and the lookback. So now we all know the Bluetooth module, that type of Bluetooth module, the HC05. Now, let's proceed with the new software serial library. So the new soft serial library has been developed to allow serial communication on digital pins of the Arduino. So through this library, it is possible to have multiple serial ports with a speed of 100,000 52 bps or 115,200 bps, and also this library enables any digital pin become a UART or universal asynchronous receiver or transmitter line. So through this library has limitation. If using multiple software serial ports, it can only receive data one at a time. And also, this library is very useful in communicating your Arduino to your PC device. So now, let's take a look at this new software serial library. So by using this library, you can now send textual data from one Arduino to another using serial monitor. So as we have discussed before, Arduino IDE software incorporate a serial monitor. Serial monitor is a separate pop-up window, not literally a monitor, okay? So it is a separate pop-up window that acts as a terminal that communicates by receiving and sending textual data. So here is our new soft serial syntax. We have here the syntax, parameters, and description. So we can now proceed answering our objective test and performance test for this week's topic. So thank you very much for joining our lesson. If you have any more questions or clarifications regarding our topic or how we can improve our lesson, do not hesitate to contact me on the following: my email, my contact number, my Facebook account, and MS Teams account. Always remember to stay safe and happy learning to everyone. Thank you.